Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shanae and I'm the creator behind Original Flavor. And for today's video, we're actually going to New York Fashion Week. Yay!
Bounce with it, just bounce with it. Everybody wanna come, I'm announcing it. I'm always gon' get it, I'm always gon' get it. Even if you sit back denouncing it. But I'm a good kid, I rock gold, I'm never gon' sleep with ya. I loved you, I've been wrong, but let me see the whole damn picture. But damn, I got it, super when he popped it. Fake ass ride when he copped it. Rode the snowmobile, so
Okay guys, so welcome to the vlog. This is the first official day of Fashion Week and I am super excited. I just finished meeting up with Amanda and a couple of other fashion bloggers, influencers, creators to do a little colorful monochromatic type of shoot. I'm so excited to see how the shots came out. Everybody looked amazing, super stylish, and we all understood the assignment. That is for sure. Yesterday I did go to one event and that was for Revlon's launch of their new concealer. So they had a coffee truck near Washington Square Park and it was really cool. So you got to pick your shade, doing their shade matching thing online. And it was just a really nice event. Everybody was friendly. I met some other bloggers, creators, influencers. And that's what I like the most about Fashion Week, the connections, the networking, the meeting others, the fellowship of people who love fashion and beauty and all of that. So yeah, now I'm just in Starbucks. Amanda and our other friend went to go get their PCR. I already have my booster, so I'm good. Yeah, I'm just enjoying my oat milk latte and chilling, resting my feet because we all know how that goes. Last year I died with the shoe choices I made, so I came prepared this time. I am not going to play myself. So, yeah.
I know it's real, nobody's ever really gonna stop it. Goddamn, yes ma'am. Can I do what I can as a man? Can I be what I said, do it better than anybody who's really trying to be my fan? But come hang out with a vehicle, ride through dirty, everybody seeing you. While I drink my drink, you do your thing. Wake up feeling like you are all confused. Goddamn, and I do this solo. Love life, everybody want a photo. And I call my only girl, so she coming for the safe. So I tell the other that I gotta slip away. So I do what I can and I'm getting by. My family kinda sad that I'm getting high, but slow it down and I paid around. Wanna claim that I always lie, but I really do feel ya. But I know my cows, but you real love. So I'ma just do it better than I ever did, just so I can say that I really do feel ya. You feel me?
Hi guys, good morning. So yesterday was a lot of fun. So let me just do a quick recap of what actually happened. So as you guys know, when I last spoke to you face to face, well, face to camera, we were doing the shoot with me, Amanda, Rima, and Ade. So the pictures are gonna come out really nice. I really just cannot wait to see them. Then after that, we went to Starbucks. We went to City MD for Rima and Amanda to get their PCR test. We went to a little happy hour at Boquera. I don't know if I said that right. My little weird accent. We went there and then we headed over to Spring Studios. We had our pictures taken by the photographers and everyone. Then we went to the talk for Rodarte, which was really nice. So it was just more insight about like how like the two sisters that are the designers of Rodarte got started and, you know, just different things and how they were able to like, took like a non-traditional fashion background and turned that into like with their art history background and I forgot what else it is, design or something, like architecture, something like that. How they were able to take those elements and then create different pieces, which was also really cool. I learned that they actually did a lot of like stage costumes design as well, like for the opera, for movies, Black Swan that I never saw, but it's just dope. And that's what I like about Fashion Week is that it's not just about seeing new collections. It's about learning more about the brands, connecting with people, and just getting more insight as to what the designs and what the collections actually mean to different designers. So that was super dope. So after that, we went downstairs, and if you've ever been to Spring Studios, they have like a little, like they usually have like photo ops. There's tons of free water. I know, I care about water. So that was nice. And then me and Amanda went to Brooklyn because one of her friends opened up their own boutique. They make costumes for the carnival. If you're not Caribbean, carnivals like where they have their celebrations and they wear like all the bedazzled like costumes, headpieces, and bras and stuff. Really dope. So we went there. She was super nice. Congratulations to her. That is so awesome. And then we went home. So now I just woke up. I'm so exhausted, and it's only like day 2. This is officially the first day of Fashion Week. I don't know anymore what's the official day because every time I look, it's a different official day. So today I'm gonna take a little break from Fashion Week because my sister's having her gender reveal, and I am in charge of planning or doing something for the reveal. So I'm picking that up. I ordered it. So that's gonna be exciting for her. And after that, I am gonna go to another show tonight, and I'm excited for that. My outfit, I don't know, because I had an outfit in mind, but then Christian basically annihilated my outfit. He said it was whack. So now I have to go figure out what my outfit's gonna be. So that. So I'll keep you guys posted. See you later. I need to go shower, wash my face, and put some makeup on.
You have been so hard to find, but now that you're here, do we have the time? Your body is pressed up on mine. This chemistry here is one of a kind. So baby, tell me how I make you feel. Is this even real? Oh yeah, yeah. And baby, tell me, do you wanna go? If you do, then let me know. If you do, then let me know. So baby, tell me how I make you feel. Is this even real? Oh yeah, yeah. And baby, tell me, do you wanna go? If you do, then let me know. If you do, then let me.
Get it back. What am I doing when I'm riff raff? I'm a man for
Fashion Week is over and we have some things to talk about because I didn't do a lot of talking during the days, but I think it's time for us to roll it back and to just take a look at the shows we went to, what was going on, my thoughts, my predictions, all of that good stuff. So Saturday, I was supposed to go to a show. However, that didn't happen due to some family obligations, and that's okay. It was also just a good timing for like a break from Fashion Week and all the excitement. Sorry, it's my phone. Then on Sunday, it went from sunny 60-degree weather on Saturday to 30s, 20s with snow, rain, ice cold rain, snow, I don't know, something of that sort. Just very unpleasant. So that kind of ruined like the day because Sunday was a day I actually had the most shows and events scheduled for. But you know, we make do with what we can. So I did go to the first show that I was scheduled to go to, and that was for Derdo. I was super excited. It was one of the shows I was most excited for. Derdo is a brand that is created by a mom and a daughter together. They're both black, so that's also cool. And pretty much the theme of their brand is pretty much creating avant-garde pieces, but also ones that are wearable. So it's very much up my alley. I love items that are statement pieces that are super creative, but also can be worn. Like sometimes you see things on runways and they're not always things that you actually can like, you would feel comfortable wearing out in the street. Like you would feel like a clown. Like those are clearly pieces that are made to be like show-stopping pieces for like stage, not for actual everyday. So they did a good job at that. The show was very exciting. I loved all the colors, the prints. There was definitely some standout pieces in that collection, things that I hope to get my hands on. Super excited. I love to support an up-and-coming brand, a new brand, a black-owned brand. Later that day was supposed to be the Flying Solo shows, which I go to pretty much every season since I've been going to Fashion Week. And I did not go because they have their shows outdoors. It was snowing, it was raining. It was one of those moments where I thought about going in order to kind of like, you know, bring you guys with me to have more content, to see more things, to see the new designers. And honestly, I know myself at this point, this day and age, as I get older, I'm more and more honest with myself. And I knew that I would have been very miserable if I went. I do not like being cold, and it was extremely cold that day. I do not like being cold and wet from a rain, and standing on line with my feet hurting, it was a recipe for disaster. I would have had such a bad attitude. I would have been negative. So I decided to just do myself and everyone else a favor, and I went home. Very disappointing, but it is what it is. I was also supposed to do a photo shoot that day, but once again, due to the weather, because it was like snowing and icy that morning, that didn't happen. So there was a lot of things that did not happen that day, but like I said, the highlight was going to Derdo and I enjoyed every bit of it. So now let's bring it to Monday. Monday, I finally did get to shoot some looks. I shot some of the looks I wanted to wear for Fashion Week that I didn't wear yet, and some of the looks that I wanted to wear for Fashion Week but didn't wear. So I still got some really nice photos. I'm super excited to see them. I'm going to include some of them here if I can, because they should be ready by the time this video goes live. Super exciting. Then I went back home. So I went home, I relaxed because Monday was actually Valentine's Day, and I had went to a show with Christian. So one of the first people to ever support me or follow me on social media when I first started my Instagram and original Flavour and all of that was a designer. She's always been super supportive. So she is one of the organizers of the Break Free event during Fashion Week. In addition to showcasing smaller brands, the Break Free also the purpose is to give back to 10,000 Beds as an organization that focuses on supporting individuals who need financial and just help, guidance for their mental health, addiction, abuse, all those different things. So that was wonderful and it was amazing. And she also had showcased her brand, which is Lady Cat Fashion, their newest collections. So that was really nice. It was really great to see. It was cool to experience a fashion show again with Christian, because lots of times I go with like other creators or by myself, but I never really get to go with him. So that was cool. And then afterwards, we went for a Valentine's Day dinner at Jacob's Pickles, which is delicious. It's like Southern, like feel-good types of food, like meatloaf, chicken and biscuits, things like that. But it's really delicious. If I don't know if they have chains outside of New York, but if they don't, definitely when you come to New York, I think it's one of the places you definitely should visit. It's delicious and you get your money's worth for sure. On the Wednesday, was it Wednesday? No, Tuesday. Sorry, all the days are getting mixed in. So on Tuesday, I headed to Spring Studios, and the only thing I really had guaranteed to go to was the actual KGL, the KGL presentation, which was super cool. There were some looks that I really loved in that collection. There was this one coat that was like metallic with like orange or pink trim, I can't remember, but it was gorgeous. I had a great time, and they gave us a little gift. Let me show you the gift. So when you go to fashion shows during Fashion Week or just in general, usually they have like little gift bags. Into the gift bags are usually like samples or free products from sponsors or whoever they got to give them things for their goodie bags. I always look forward to them because there's always like really nice things in it, or it's a nice way to find out about new brands I didn't know about. So it's really nice. They had their box, they had this box, and inside is this is a little quote. What's stopping you is the unwillingness to live beyond this reality. That's deep. Then it's a green pouch. And it's this really cute keychain. It looks like it's leather. It's nice. Yeah, repurposed genuine leather. This keychain is made by repurposing leather offcuts. So that's super cool. I wonder if it's from their brand or from like their pieces. Either way, I like that. I'm going to be using it on my things. And I like little dust bags like this because I use this to put other materials in or jewelry or things I don't want to get scratched up. So that's nice and useful. And then they gave some incense. Everything's branded with like their logo. And this is, I guess, a little bowl for the incense. That's really nice. Cute. We all love an actual functional gift that you can use. Looking forward to trying that out. Maybe I'll try that out tonight and see. Then while I was at Spring Studio, I decided to kind of just finish up doing the things that were there that I did not get to do the other days. So first I went to the presentation, or the little, like, I don't know what to call it. I guess you can say it was like not a pop-up. I don't know. I'm calling it the wrong word. Right now it's late. I'm tired. But I went to the Art of Rodarte. So pretty much it was like a presentation or an exhibit. It was kind of like an exhibit where you were able to see, like, the first room was like all like flat, like different screens of all of the past shows and moments of history of like their brand. Then when you went into the other room, you were able to see, like, I guess, like some of like the best designs from different moments or monumental moments of their brand. So like they had created things for like the opera, they have created things for, you know, different fashion shows, different, like, I think Black Swan, different things like that. So it was I thought it was nice for what it was, for being a free event, and just like for for the love of the art of fashion. I thought it was pretty cool. I know some people said they felt like they were a little disappointed, like it was underwhelming. I felt like I could see where it's underwhelming, especially because I think that a lot of us were able to go to the Dior exhibit in Brooklyn Museum, as well as the Van Gogh exhibit or immersive experience. So if you went to those two and then you saw this one, I could see how it could be underwhelming because there wasn't really much to it. It wasn't like the craziest thing. Hi, Chloe. It wasn't the craziest, most interactive thing, but I think for what it was a cool moment. If I had bought a ticket to it, maybe then I would have been a little bit more upset because I don't think that was like paying a ticket worthy. But for a little moment of New York history and New York Fashion Week and in the history of Rodarte, I could see that being very cool. The only things that I feel could have made it a little bit more cooler was more like interactive moments, or maybe like a souvenir, different things like that. I think could have brought it alive a little bit more, or like live models actually wearing the clothes. That could have been super dope. But who knows with the restrictions because of COVID, like how they were limited. But it was cool for what it was. I mean, it was free. After heading from the Art of Rodarte, I decided to hit up the Black and Fashion Council showrooms. I've been going since they first had like revealed or started the Black and Fashion Council's showrooms at Fashion Week. And every time I look forward to it, because as you guys know, I'm a big supporter of small brands, especially Black-owned brands, just because I feel like they don't always get the support that they need, but also because it is a great way to get some really nice, unique clothes that are well-made and super creative, super dope. So I love to go to see what's new and what's up and coming. I had a great time as always. So at the showcase, there was many different brands. However, the ones that I talked to, or the owners of the brands I spoke to, were Dordo, which once again I went to their show. They were really busy when I went into the showroom, so I wasn't able to really interview them because I actually really wanted to do like an actual blog website article on like them or highlighting them, but that's all right. Next time. Then there's Seiss. So they're the ones that make the tote bags that say protect Black people. Super cool to speak to the owner, the creator of it, as well as his team. They're always super pleasant and super nice. Just really cool vibes, and I love what they're doing. They have a new bag that's protect Black women, which I already like to protect Black people, but protect Black women because I feel like we really need our own type of like acknowledgement. I really love that. There were other brands there as well, like, oh, Eugene Taylor brand. We went to see her. Super cool. So her theme, I guess like every year she does a collection that's kind of like somehow ties to Diana Ross because that's her style icon. It was super dope, super creative. I remember seeing her, I think in the past, her brand in the past, New York Fashion Week, Black and Council showroom. And I feel like it's just interesting to see how brands like develop and evolve over time. I thought her brand was always dope, but it's just cool to see a different side of it. So cool. And it's also cool to talk to the brand owners and to see how they're going to be changing throughout the years. Like now she's going to be not only selling on her website, but also like on, I think she said Wolf and Badger, which is like kind of like Farfetch, but more like based on sustainable and ethical source brands. So I think that's really cool. So you can shop all different types of brands in one spot. In Council, I ran into my good friend, blogger, creator, model, stylist, a whole bunch of multi-hyphenated titles, Amanda Finesse. I will leave her handle below, but it was really cool because we didn't plan that. She just happened to be there, and I also just happened to be there. So after we came from the Black and Fashion Council, we went downstairs. We got our pictures taken by the photographers in front of Spring Studios, which is really cool. One of like, I guess the bigger objectives for going to Fashion Week is you want to see what's upcoming for the new designers. You want to be able to report back to your audience and other communities about what you saw at Fashion Week and what's going to be like to be expected for the upcoming season. And then you also, one of the other objectives as a blogger, influencer, creator is to get photographed and to hopefully end up in a publication, you know, that helps reach more audiences. So that was really cool. So we did that. People like Amanda's Miss Spring Studios. So she always gets photographed because she always has like such amazing styles and outfits. And my outfit this time was actually, I guess, photographable, whatever that means. So people took pictures of it. I really liked my outfit. Really happy about that. Maybe we'll be in some publications. That would be nice. If not, oh well, I still love my outfit. Then inside of actual Spring Studios, in the bottom part, they have like coffee. So I had like 2 oat milk lattes. And then they also had this little like station where they had a fashion illustrator. So someone who like draws fashion models. So they had like for the Rodarte collection or exhibit, they had 3 different outfits, and then you were able to like, the person was able to draw your face onto the bodies and of course add skin color. So it wasn't my black face on a white body. She was able to color that in. So it was really cool. So I have the illustration. Let me show you guys. I think I have clips of it as well from when I was there. Super cool. And then she was able to add my braids as well as the glasses I had on that day. So I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see that. Super cool. If not, I think I have a close-up. I'll leave her information below just in case you're interested in something like that. Because she also does, I think, illustrations for people's social media, websites, all that. So I feel like once I get some money, that would be super dope to have. Also in the different showrooms, I got little buttons, which is cool. I feel like I always collect these but never actually wear them. One of these days, I want to take like a thrifted like jean jacket or just, I guess, a blazer and add on my buttons. So this one says toxic masculinity. I don't know where I got this one from, but I'm with it because you guys know how I feel about that. And protect black people, which I know I got this from the size table. Super cool. So after we were mingling and getting our pictures taken, we went to the next show, well, rather presentation, and it was for the Tanner Fletcher presentation. It was his New York Fashion Week debut. I loved the collection. It was super cool, and the way they presented it, it was almost kind of like a housewarming party type of theme, and I definitely got that. And then I actually read it, and I was like, oh, that makes perfect sense. Exactly the vibe I got. So his clothes looked like it was a lot of inspiration from like vintage, 70s kind of vibes. I really liked it. There was some like gender fluid type of looks. So I thought that was really dope. There was drinks and it was live music. It was just well executed and just a really great time. And that was the last event I went to for Fashion Week, and it closed everything out perfectly. I ran into some friends and it was just a good time. So now that Fashion Week is over, I wanted to just kind of give like my overall thoughts about the collections I went to, the shows I went to, just the vibes this season, just my overall original thoughts, no pun intended. So some things that I noticed that I really liked in some of the fashion shows was this like kind of like moving away from the traditional ideals of what a fashion runway model is. And some of the shows I went to, like in Dordo or even Tanner Fletcher, I feel like there was more like gender fluidity present. I also noticed that there was more like diversity in the type of models. Usually models are extremely thin, like a 0000 and like 6 foot. And a lot of the models I've seen in certain shows, they weren't. Some of them look like they could be like me. Well, sort of. Like they could be like my height and my body structure, like not like extremely thin. So I thought that was really cool to see and really like nice, because it's like I just never really understood why it was only one type of person that could model on the runway. Like I get it, but I also feel like I just really don't, because all of us in the real world that actually buy these products look totally different. So it's nice. It would be more appealing to me to want to talk about a product that I can actually visualize myself or people I know wearing, right? I don't know if that made any sense, but that made sense to me. So I thought that was really refreshing to see different types of models and people represented on the runway. As far as trends, I feel like it's just been weird to me. I don't know if this is a normal thing, because it's not like I've been going to Fashion Week for the past 20 years. I've only been going like the last 2 years. So like fall, spring of the last 2 years. I feel like a lot of the same trends are there, but the trends that were reported on maybe like last year, I feel like I'm seeing more and more of them now. So for example, I'm seeing more fringe. Like fringe was really big on like the runway or the pieces and the collections I saw. I saw lots of metallics, color, which is no surprise because color's been like a really big thing since last year. I'm loving it. I think everybody's loving it. We want to be vibrant and full of life, not boring, blending into the background, mundane. So that's really cool. Some other things I saw, still inspiration from like the 70s and 60s kind of. Some Y2K, but not that much. Like it's there, but it's not completely there. Not the way you would think, the way that these young Gen Z people are wearing like these clothes. It's not to that extent. It's more like, I would say a little more tasteful than that. What else have I been seeing? Yeah, so I think it's like a lot of prints and patterns as usual, metallics, metallic accessories, like metals. So that's kind of like most of like the trend. Oh, of course, purple. Purple is going to be big this year. Green is still trending, and yellow, even though that was more of last year and the year before, but we're still talking about it with lots of purple. And yeah, just overall having fun with fashion is what the vibe I'm getting. Like just really like just being vibrant. As far as attending shows and I guess the capacity, because I know that's been a topic ever since COVID, I do feel like not, once again, not to say that I have a lot of experience from many years, but I do feel like it's been a little bit harder to get into shows or to get acceptance to attend shows or invitations. But I also know that for someone like me, I am considered a small creator. So I understand that sometimes maybe they feel like me covering certain shows isn't going to give them enough coverage. However, one thing that has helped me, and if you're a smaller creator like myself, I think definitely leveraging content you've created in the past for Fashion Week, actually promising to create content that's not just Instagram stories, I think is super helpful. And of course, when you do get invited to a show or get acceptance to a show, definitely make sure that you cover something, you make a reel, you make a post about it, you make a blog post, you make a YouTube video, you do something with it that's a little bit more substantial and send it back to the PR company that gave you the invite. I think that speaks volumes, and I think it will really help you stand out in the future because you are actually creating content to share about that designer and their collection, which is ultimately the point of Fashion Week, for people to show their collections and for the industry people to see it. So you can't be industry without actually doing industry work. So I think that that's definitely something to keep into account. So I didn't go to a whole bunch of shows because the capacities are limited. And once again, it's always going to be a little more of a struggle because I don't have these previous standing relationships. But that's all right because I still am operating under the attitude or mindset of quality over quantity. I want to make sure that the things I do go to, that I'm actually able to really sit there and absorb it and really sit there and think about how my audience will best be able to understand this, to receive this, to be entertained by it. What do they actually want to see? Rather than me just running around catching things as they are. Like, I'd rather really make like something that's a little bit more meaningful and impactful for others. And I really hope that that's what this video does. One of the favorite things I definitely did this Fashion Week was connect with other creators, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, that's one of my favorite things about Fashion Week is meeting other people, meeting other creators that I see on Instagram and interact with there, but meeting them in person, meeting people randomly by having a conversation in Starbucks, online for the bathroom to change our clothes for a photo shoot, meeting people online to go to a show, you know, people who have a common bond. And the common bond is a love for fashion and style, and coming to Fashion Week to delve in a little bit more into that. And I think that's a wonderful thing and something that I'm always going to cherish as an experience. Fashion Week is definitely something that I never would have thought I would be going to or experiencing 10 years ago. I was too busy in school, in my books, learning about respiratory therapy to ever even think about this. I'm in a place that I never would have imagined. And when times get rough and I feel like things aren't going the way that I want them to go, I remember, you know, there are small victories and there are things to be celebrated and things to be grateful for always. Gratitude is important. And I am always going to be grateful for that opportunity, for the opportunity in the future to go, hopefully, as well as this platform and my ability to share my experiences with you all. So, yeah. So let me know what you guys think, if you guys have any questions. I'm thinking about for next season creating Fashion Week tips like do's and don'ts for small creators, or maybe how to go to Fashion Week for small creators. Definitely let me know if you're interested in that. I don't know, sometimes I have to decide what's the best medium to create these things. If YouTube is the best or if a blog post is best, I don't know. But it's going to be one of those two because Instagram will not be getting all my good information with their whack algorithm. So let me know what you guys think, if you would find that helpful, or if you have any other ideas or things you would want to see. Definitely let me know. Once again, make sure you're following me or subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, or night, wherever you are. Bye!
So what's your name?